to switch gears for a second and talk a little bit about politics, because people are very interested in your politics. So I'll get back to business in a minute, but I don't want to miss the chance to do this. A couple of issues. One is, if you could just be explicit about what you see the role of a political position that you have on your newspapers and on Fox. What do you think is the appropriate role for you to project your political views within the media? Just talk about that. Talk about balance versus political position. How much of your political viewpoint should be in the coverage of your...
Well, I think in newspapers it should be absolutely a matter of freedom of speech and your editorials. And it's not especially an old-fashioned propriety that it shouldn't be touched. Something else. You know, if you take that and you get a bad editor, well, then you've got to get a new editor, and you start getting hurt. So the buck stops with the top. On television, I believe you're going to be absolutely straight. And people laugh at this when we say, well, we're actually fair and balanced on Fox. It's just not true. I mean, you have commentators O'Reilly's thought to be very conservative. In fact, he's more populist, I would say. Anything else you see him attacking the Republicans all the time. And always giving both sides a chance. Hannity is undoubtedly an intellectual conservative point of view. There's no doubt about that, and very popular. And then you have Rupert Murdoch, who is at heart a liberal, discussing social issues, court cases, and so on. I'd say it's pretty balanced. And no one can tell me that the Review report at 6 o'clock at night, all those sort of hour shows before and after that on news, are in any bias. It's just that we tend to report both sides, which is quite a new thing.
There's certainly a perception that the liberals who are brought on the show are kind of stereotypical, you know, are selected to be as unappealing as possible. I certainly read that point of view. And that while you're hearing both sides of the story, clearly the dominant intellectual viewpoint coming through is quite conservative, quite hawkish on military issues. You do not accept that?
I think we have strong liberals, and we'd like them all. But every now and again, you know, the Democrats put out the word that you mustn't go on Fox. And don't legitimize it.
So you're putting out a call for good, strong, attractive
all the
liberals to
time.
come on the show?
Half the people in Fox News are out there trying to book people.
Okay. And what about the New York Post, just to stay on that subject for a minute? There's certainly a perception in New York that the New York Post comes at a lot of its news stories from a much more conservative perspective than at least any of the competing media. Do you accept that?
Oh, yes. Oh, that's
And do you think that's reflected
I
on the
think the
competing
New
media?
York Times is outrageously biased. I mean, you read the page one any day. You must see the agenda clearly, which you won't see in the Post. Because the Post puts out page one of the aimed at self-pages. But as you get into it, as you read the editorials and the columns, they're pretty conservative, certainly. And we think that's pretty good. That's good. People can take their choice. They don't have to bias.
So if you had an editor of the Post who had a less conservative position, you'd be okay with that because of freedom of expression, or you'd say, look, this is a Murdoch paper and I want the editorial position to be more conservative?
Yeah. I often disagree with Stephen in the Post and the editorials. But that's okay. You know, we're broadly in alignment, my thinking on it. You know, there's a lot of people who appreciate it. I mean, it's the only paper in New York that's not going down in circulation.